We're still in the middle of the Adversaries event, but we need to stop and talk about Hogwarts for the Holidays Part 2, because that's coming up this Tuesday. I'm Professor Vocus, and this is Harry Potter Wizards Unite.
Hello, Professor. I didn't see you there.
So even though we are in the middle of the Adversary event still, because it's coming up on Tuesday, I wanted to get this guide out. Yeah, you'll also notice I'm in my car, which I never do guides from here. I always do guides at home. But like many of you that I've seen on Reddit and Discord, I also am 1 out of 3 on the Witch Sharpening Potion gifts. So I'm actually come to Waverly Place right now. I'm taking a break to make this while I make another video that you'll see tomorrow. There are a couple greenhouses here, and I can hit them to try to get witch sharpening potions, because running fortresses was a bit unsuccessful, but you can hear about that in the other video. Let's get on to the guide. This event, like every other Brilliant event, runs Tuesday to Tuesday, December 26th to the 29th, 11 a.m. Pacific to 11 a.m. Pacific, and revolves around, again, Hogwarts for the Holidays. This time, we're getting the other 2 house ghosts and the other 2 portraits, and then Mrs. Norris added in as well. Rowena Ravenclaw and Godric Gryffindor's portraits will kind of be the 2 overworld map foundables, the purple beams that you'll see, although you should still see the older ones too, but those are the 2 that are involved in the second part of this event. And then the Grey Lady and Nearly Headless Nick will be available on port keys. They take 3 fragments to put down, and they are guaranteed drops, so you just need 3 of their particular port key. The Grey Lady will have silver port keys, and then Nearly Headless Nick will have the standard looking brilliant port keys. Mrs. Norris will also take 3 fragments, and she will be from fortresses. That's not a guaranteed drop or get, so you might have to run more than 1 fortress or more than 3 fortresses to get all those fragments. You have to use the brilliant runestones from this event, which you should still probably have some from the first part, I would imagine. Once again, the bundles are nothing special, so I'm not going to go over them entirely. Just don't forget to pick up your free bundle, which has tonic for trace detection ingredients and spell energy, and then once you unlock the bonus tasks, there'll be a new bundle in the store. A red dot should appear on your little shopping basket, so you can go to Diagon Alley and look at that. It's expensive, and it has a bunch of stuff in it, but I generally never get these. Moving on to the tasks themselves, the first thing, like always, is collect 2 ingredients or Portman 2, and that's going to get you 2 ingredient gifts. Keep in mind with these gifts, anytime I'm mentioning getting these gifts, if you do not have space, it won't let you go over. You just lose out on them. They just are gone, essentially. They'll let you accept it and even receive them, but then it's gone. So just know that don't collect this until you have space, unless you don't care about ingredient gifts, in which case you can collect it because you don't want them anyway. Next up is to use tonic for trace detection 2 times, and you'll get 2 rem blood for that. So my recommendation would be to have 2 tonic for trace detections ready to go at the start of the event, so that you can use one right when the event begins, and then when that one runs out, use another one so that you can meet this requirement. Using those tonic for trace detections will help you with the next part of the first set of tasks, which is to collect 12 Rowena Ravenclaw portraits from the overworld. Once you collect those, you'll get 2 strong extimulos. Again, just returning those foundables, they're going to be around. One thing I will mention, if you do get enough to place her image, don't place her image. We'll talk about that when I get to the 4th set of tasks. The second set of tasks starts with returning 20 foundables. That'll get you 1 dawdle draft. Moving on, you'll then need to use 5 master notes, which gets you 3 snowdrop, which are useful for all the extimulo potions. But using master notes 5 times, it's not brewing, so you can't just collect them. You actually have to put the notes in. So this is going to time gate the second task, is that you're going to probably want to do the easiest potions you can. I would recommend extimulos. They help with adversaries anyway, potentially. As soon as you start the set of tasks, just immediately have at least something to brew. If you have something already brewing, you're going to have to wait for it to finish. Unless you have something already brewing and you haven't entered the master notes yet, in which is the best possible scenario if you can time that. Granted, you're going to have to still put master notes in 4 more times, so it's only going to save you a little bit of time. Mainly just to have the capacity to brew some potions, and you'll just have to go through these and put the master notes in. Lastly is to collect 6 brilliant event runestones that get you 1 dark detector, which is why, and we've done this before, so if you've seen my guides or you've done these events, you know, don't open your event registry at all until you get to the second set of tasks here. Because when you go to the registry and you go to the event page for the Brilliance, it's going to give you all the family experience you've gained so far, and it's going to rank you up, and every time it ranks up, it gives you a runestone. If you've gone in before, you're going to have to sit, literally grind it out, and you just got those Rowena Ravenclaws and whatever else you got, it's going to give you family experience. Just do not go to the registry page. If you get stuck and it's telling you to place the image of either Rowena or any of the other ones you happen to get, all you need to do is just force close the game. So just close out without being able to do anything and just turn the game back on, and then it'll just go back to the overworld map and you can go about your business as normal. It can be a little pain because you'll have to keep force closing. This would be when you're on the first set of tasks. But eventually, you should be able to make it to the second set, open it up, boom, get as many runestones as you can right then, and then you may have to grind out some more. The third set of tasks is a little bit of fortress grinding, and then a little bit of Godric Gryffindor. First up is you need to earn 4,750 wizarding experience from challenges. It'll get you a silver key. That is wizarding experience from challenges. So if you have a Brufio's on, it will double that if you want to have this go quicker. It's not challenge experience. Next, during that time, you're going to probably do this, but you need to defeat 10 foes in wizarding challenges. It's going to get you 2 Runespore eggs. And lastly, you need to return 15 Godric Gryffindor portraits, and that's going to get you actually 3 Strong Extimulos, which for me, the lower level adversaries, I end up using Strong Extimulos, so I'm happy to be getting more of those. And a reminder that if you get enough Godric Gryffindors to place his image, do not place the image. It's okay if you go to the registry at this point. Just don't place any images. Moving on to the fourth set of tasks, the first thing you need to do is earn 7,000 wizarding experience from traces. So again, this won't be from placing any images, any random images or anything. It's not going to be from fortresses. It's not going to be from port keys. You do have to actually go to traces and just return foundables. Once again, Barufios will help you with that. So if you wanted to time the Barufios from the last step, you could actually maybe still be on it for this step, and that would help you go a little bit faster. You will get 1 spell book from that, which in the past I would have been like, but now because of the new adversarial combat tree, I need spell books to be able to advance any of on it. So I'm pretty excited about getting some spell books because grinding through fortresses for them is time consuming. Next up is to place 5 images on the Brilliant event page. And this is what I was talking about. That'll get you 1 spell book. This is why you're saving those images. So far, you should hopefully have Rowena to place. You'll have Godric Gryffindor to place because you've had to return a bunch anyway and they've been readily available. My other recommendation, if you can walk port keys, is get 3 silvers and get 3 brilliants and walk those and have those 2 images, the Grey Lady and Nearly Headless Nick. If you've run fortresses from the past step and used the Brilliant Runestones, which you do have, because you couldn't have made it past step 2 without at least 6 of them, run with those Runestones and get Mrs. Norris ready to place, and that would be all 5. If you're not able to do port keys, I would just recommend having enough runestones to probably just keep going through the fortress and get Mrs. Norris again and again and again, 3 times on Mrs. Norris, 1 Godric, 1 Rowena. That's another way to get 5 that I've done in the past when the port key method just wasn't available or wasn't tenable for me. And lastly is to collect 15 mysterious note pieces. They should drop from any of the 4 brilliant founders, their portraits. So Salazar Slytherin, Helga Hufflepuff, Rowena Ravenclaw, or Godric Gryffindor. All of them should be appearing, some more than others probably for you, but you should get mysterious note piece drops from them. And if you don't want to miss any story text, in general, it seems like the first note piece you get, there's some story text, so don't click too fast. And then the 5th, and then the 10th, usually. And then not the 15th, which has always been odd. But they may change it up, but just be aware as you collect a certain number, usually they'll give you some story text. Constance comes on, or whoever. That does get you 1 spell book. One thing I just realized I forgot to mention, but you've seen it in the pictures, and it really doesn't need to be announced, is you're getting for completing these tasks, you're getting wizarding experience, you're getting family experience for that brilliant page, you're getting restricted section books, and then you're also getting those gifts that we talked about, spell energy gifts or ingredient gifts. So just have the gift space available if you want those gifts. Other than that, you're just getting free stuff. Once you've done all of that, you will unlock the bonus tasks. This is when that bonus bundle would be available in the store if you want to go check it out. Like I said, not a big deal. But your first task is to brew 10 potions. You will get 4 snowdrop for that. And keep in mind, this is different than the second set of tasks because you don't have to enter a master note, you just have to brew them, which means you can really have 4 brewed already coming into this step, collect them, and then you just have to brew 6 more. And with as much stuff as you have to do during this step of bonus tasks, you could probably just start brewing and just go down the line, and you'll be fine on finishing those about the same time you're finishing this other stuff. Technically, if you wanted to rent a cauldron and put 4 potions in there, you could have 4 regular and 4 other, and you could have 8 ready to collect and then only have to brew 2 more if you're really going after it hard. Next up is to return 45 Brilliant Foundables. It gets you 1 Potent Extimulo. Now, keep in mind, 45 Brilliant Foundables, it can be any of the 4 founders I mentioned earlier, because the ones from part 1 should be spawning as well. Probably to a lesser extent, though. The third bonus task is to use 10 Extimulo Potions, any type, in Wizarding Challenges specifically, and that's going to get you 1 Spellbook, which again, I am glad to be getting those. Every little bit helps. Because we need to use Extimulos that brew 10 potions in the previous step, I would recommend they are Extimulo potions, and probably regular Extimulos, just because you're going to save yourself a lot of ingredients if you only brew those, because it only takes 1 of each thing. Be a better use of your resources. As per usual in the bonus tasks, you do have to win in your highest unlocked chamber. That's the 4th task. You will get a silver key for that. I generally go in there and try to use as many Extimulos as possible, because they're kind of throwaway anyway, and it just makes that, for me, Dark 5 just go that much faster. And lastly is to cast 25 Great Spellcasts, and it gets you 10 spell energy, so nothing exciting. The Great Spellcasts, hopefully, during those 45 foundables, hopefully you can get those spellcasts during that time. Keep in mind, a lot of times if you do the Great Spellcast and then you don't return the foundable and you do another one, you're getting credit for more than one. So just keep at it and keep really focusing on some of the easier ones, which I feel like some of these spellcasts are not too bad for trying to get greats. And once you finish all that, as per usual, experience, family experience, some Defense Against Dark Arts books. The only thing I will point out, it happened last time too, but you do get 3 fragments of both the Grey Lady and Nearly Headless Nick, which means if you're not able to walk port keys and you're not able to place those images and you just Mrs. Norris a couple times for that placing images, you will still be able to place those images by just finishing the bonus tasks if you're not able to get out and walk port keys. And there is a gift there. It looks like an ingredient gift, and most likely it's a better ingredient gift of some kind, so I would actually just make sure you have space for that. It potentially would be better than anything you have, unless you're completely filled up on gold gifts and like Wizard XP gifts and better gifts than ingredient gifts. A good ingredient gift. So to prepare for this event, there's not too much you need to do. The main thing would just be having those 2 tonic for trace detections coming in, and I guess try to have enough ingredients for Extimulos later when you need to brew them, and whatever you're going to use the master notes on in the second set of tasks. And then just reminder, don't open your registry before the second set of tasks, and don't place any images until you get to the 4th set of tasks. And hopefully walk some port keys before then, and run some fortresses for Mrs. Norris, if you're able to, on the port keys. As for me, I'm not ready to quite get ready for the event first, because I need to go find 2 more wit sharpening gifts. And you can watch my next video, and that'll actually tell you about if I was successful or not in that endeavor. As always, thank you guys for watching this guide. I hope you found it helpful, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Nox.